All right. Welcome back to Environmental Coffee House. And I am sure nobody's going to join me, but I'm going to finish up the article that I had started in the show when I was so rudely interrupted by a power outage, which happened because a tree fell in my neighborhood. So I don't know where, actually. I don't know where. I'm just looking to see what this looks like. I didn't do much. Let's see what it says. All right, I can see it. And let's see what it looks like on the channel, because I'm going to edit all this out. I'm going to finish that. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Shoot. Oh, gosh. I don't want that. Okay, I want to see how it looks. Forgive me for this, but if I don't see what my channel looks like, I don't know. All right. I don't know if anybody's coming back. There's 3 watching. There's 4 now it looks like there's 2 different streams. Is there 2 different streams or 1 stream? I have no idea. All right. Well, how many people are with me? Is anybody with me? It doesn't matter. All right. I'm finishing up. Here we go. We don't accord them with the same kind of dignity that we do with most other forms of life. They're measured by the ton. How many fish are in a ton of fish? How many? How many people are in a ton of people? As well as her scientific work, Earle's advocacy organization, Mission Blue, has partnered with conservation groups to nominate hope spots worldwide in an effort to secure them permanent protection, such as the glass sponge reefs on Canada's west coast that were designed a marine protected area in 2017. Despite such successes, she noted that only about 3% of the ocean is protected. That means 97% is open for exploitation, she says. Some of it is protected because it's still relatively inaccessible. But we're getting so good at going to the deepest parts of the ocean, going even under the ice, or places that even 50 years ago you couldn't access. Now with sonar, there's no place to hide. We capture fish with techniques that didn't exist when I was a kid. We have the power to take the last tuna, just as we have the power to take the last whale, but we stopped in time. Can we do that again? She argues that after more than 6 decades, that's a lot of time, 6 decades of work. Wow. 6 decades of work, she has a perspective that can be useful now, that scientific advances have revealed the ocean in ways never seen before. Until fairly recently, the ocean was too big to fail. You didn't have to protect it, she says, but I've been a witness. I've had the perspective that David Attenborough talked about in the BBC profile, where he referred to himself as a witness to this time of remarkable change. Attenborough and I had a parallel trajectory when the world population was only 2 billion, she says. Now we have 8 billion people and the earth is the same size. We have to be mindful of the mark on the systems that keep us alive. Paradoxically, Earle says it's precisely her experience that gives her optimism. She points to the campaign to stop killing whales, which she contributed to during 4 years on the International Whaling Commission. I've watched the trajectory of the decline. I've also seen the capacity to turn things around, she says. Whaling was a big deal for most of the 20th century and for several centuries before. And we came perilously close to losing a chance to save the whales. Their numbers got to such low levels, but we did through international agreements, she notes, pointing out the irony that it was only when the economic value of whales was seen in, like everything, terms of tourism and the climate crisis that some countries realized the true cost of killing them. A similar reckoning with the true cost of killing wild fish would, she says, allow us to reframe their value, undermining what she calls the biggest threat to the ocean, the concept of seafood. We are so casual about taking wildlife from the ocean, she says. I sound like a fish hugger, but they're beautiful. As beautiful as any other amazing creature that we have come to treat with such great respect. We need to use this thing we call a brain and our empathy for life. All forms of life have a place. And we have this attitude. What good are they? Can I eat it? Can I sell it? If I can't, it's just something to crush. In your actions, you just ignore it. Unless you're a 3-year-old kid. A little kid is curious and has empathy, and empathy for life. We teach them to kill. We teach them, it's okay. In fact, we encourage it. We have become a species that is just superb at killing. If we can make one transformative movement in the 21st century, it's to gain a great respect for caring for life, for all life, ours included. And I'm so glad that I came back to finish that, because she's a beautiful person. She's a beautiful person, and I wasn't going to let the tree that fell ruin my day. So I see, Groot, you're here. I don't know how many streams there are. It doesn't matter. I'm going to take them off. I'm going to edit my, I'm going to edit the just the end of the reading and edit it into the first show and make it a show. Yeah. We live in the end times. I don't know. How come there's too many streams? But here, I don't know how many dreams, but here I am. I really don't know how to look. Let me see. I'm going to pull up, I'm going to pull it up. I'm going to pull up my channel and look at it. I really couldn't tell you why this would happen. You know, I don't know why oh yeah, look at that. There's 5 watching on one and 17 watching on another. There's 2 streams, but I only have 1 chat. This is so weird. It's so weird that it did it like that. Oh well. Hey, it's great to see that you guys came back. It's very, very windy here. That's what happened. The power went out, and yep, exactly. The trees around here keep attacking the power line, so thousands were cut down. Oh my God. 60 to 80 years. Yeah. Just like she said in her article. She said, Sylvia Earle said, we could be eating, if you eat fish, you could be eating 100-year-old fish. We chop down the trees arbitrarily, and we could be eating, burning a 100-year-old tree in our wood stove. I'm guilty. Man, I want to see if there's another chat. I see 1 chat. This is so interesting. I'm testing it. I couldn't even test the sound. Let's see. Environmental coffee house. It's why not test everything while I'm here with you, because I'm only going to take this one down anyway. And then I'm going outside because I have to clean up some shit that's going on. All right, so 14 are watching on 1. Why are there 2 streams? Hell if I know. Okay, I'm looking at the other one. I have absolutely no clue. I don't know. But I'm going to get 1 video out of it. Let me see. How about I do the screen share? Let's see if I can do the screen share. We could look at what I'm looking at together. Why not? Okay, hang on. Let's see. Let me bring this over and see if it goes in front. All right. So it looks like can you see it? Let me turn that one down. All righty. So there's two of them, right? Here's one. There's the other. And look at the lag on that one. Holy crap. Now let me see the two streams diverged into wood. No, it seems like both streams have the same chat. Doesn't it? Two streams yeah, both streams have the chat. This is so weird. You guys can see this? Very weird. Not that I want to look at multiples of me. I'm not going to. I'm going back to this. All right. So let's take some of your comments, okay? Why not? I'm going to put some of your comments up and let's talk for a little bit before I end this and edit it because I really want to go outside. I'll show you this. I should have put back the background. I had the background, which was this was my background of the other one. I didn't. That's what I should have put on. Shit. I didn't put that back on to read the rest of it. So when I edit it, it's not going to be so wonderful. But all streams lead to the ocean. Yeah, right. I wish you guys could hear these sound effects I put in. They're not working. And I have these awesome new sound effects. But anyway, let's see. A split into quantum realities. Well, I've got 21 of you here. Oh, BB, you came back. It must be the alien balloons. Well, actually, it was an alien tree. And that's what I'm worried about today. I've already got a whole lot of trees down in my backyard that are down. I've showed you all into the creek that at least the creek is getting by underneath it, but they do have to be cut out. And they're not good trees to burn for wood. They're cottonwood, old trees that were eaten out by the Yeah, you did. It was wonderful. It was a great literary pun. I loved it, Earth. I thought it was great. Well, anyway, so that's the only thing is I have to get those trees out of there, even though they are already making critter places. We'll just move them over away from the stream. So what's everybody doing today? Just bring the meteor. I mean, we could talk about anything. I could talk about what I learned about what's happening in Ohio. I watched the press conference yesterday, and I thought it was condescending and awful, actually. Yes, I can mulch part of them. And then the rest of them, they'll just be little critter homes. Yeah, little critter homes. Anyway, all right. So what I wanted to say was they did a terrible press conference. And usually I'm supportive of scientists, but this guy from the Ohio Department of Health, whoever he was that was answering people, it was awful. He was awful. He didn't make anybody feel good. Governor DeWine looks like a complete clueless moron. And I think that what, a lot of it, what happened is because of deregulation, and so much of the deregulation happened under the Trump administration, and the rules, they went into effect in 2020. Now they have to be backtracked. And then what happens when they're backtracked? It's almost like, does it really matter even if we have these stupid regulations anymore? They don't care. It's all about the money. This train was 1.6 miles long. And it was not marked properly as as having the kind of toxins that it had. So it's a clusterfuck everywhere around. And I live near Hamburg, New York, which is like the snow capital of the world. I have a lot of friends up there. There are a lot of train tracks that go through there, and they go through Buffalo. And I just think about what happens if that happened there. Those train tracks are 2 miles from Lake Erie. A plume like that and an accident like that close to Lake Erie could be devastating, absolutely devastating. And I wanted to talk about it because it's really, really bad. Now, you're saying Joe and Pete negotiated down the sick leave and didn't give them safety regulations either. Yep. It's both parties because it's capitalism that it's shareholders, it's the shareholders. Norfolk Southern gave the shareholders a shit boatload of money, and they didn't want to invest. They didn't want to invest, especially in the specific brakes that were in the Obama era. The braking systems were partially regulated, but the companies fought it, and the Obama administration didn't go far enough. And then the Trump administration undid all of that and made it very unsafe. All right, so I've been very nervous about the trains going by my house since the Ohio accident and you're reporting. Well, I didn't want to do that to you, and you knew what you were getting into when you bought your beautiful place. And hopefully now that you can, what's coming, right, you can see what's coming down where you live, what's in those trains. I happen to know in Buffalo that they are the bomb trains. I guess I wasn't going to talk about that, but we're here and I can cut that other piece out. But yeah, profits are sacred. We wouldn't have noticed the pollution back in the 60s. Oh yeah. Before there were any regulations. Holy crap. I can tell you about the regulations in Buffalo. None. You couldn't drive. You drove from Buffalo down to the South Towns, and from Bethlehem Steel, it was like a plume. It was like a toxic plume. It's Cancer Alley of that area. Absolutely. They bought their tickets. They knew what they were getting into. I say, let them crash. Yeah, you know that. We can't let them crash. We need some really good activism on all of these things. I mean, these are the things. We may not be able to change the bigger picture, but we might be able to make the places we live a little bit better. It's really hard to fight it, though. It's really hard to fight shareholders. And, it wasn't just the train. It's the owners of the liquids in the train. All of those chemicals are going to plants to make plastic, to make shit. Some of it's going overseas, I believe. But, even going to a plant to make the stupid lipstick holder that I use. We can't get away from it. And I will say I'm a big hypocrite. I'll never say I'm not. No. Yeah, I'm back. I'm back because I wanted to read the rest of the Sylvia piece, and I forgot to put on the right background. I had the wrong background on, and so it's not going to be what did I have? This one on. I have a few backgrounds. I think I have another one. Oh yeah, I've got my Arctic Ocean background, which I really like. Yep. Okay, you kept Georgia Pacific out of Manville, Phenol next to the river. No way. That's good. That's awesome that you're activist. That's what we need, more of these activists. I mean, when my daughter lived right like few houses down from the bomb trains, I was nervous all the time. And I don't know how far she is now, but yeah. Who else? Toxic Waltz. I wish I could play some of these people. I do have a new person. I'm going to, first I have to finish the video I'm making for Jed Bickman, whose piece I read on the channel, and I'm working on a video for him. And, you guys have to understand, which I try to tell you, I can't sit for long periods of time. When I do the show, I don't wear my neck brace, but it's gotten to the point where I wear my neck brace pretty much all the time so that I can avoid the headaches and the backaches that were making me really miserable. And I know, but it is life, and such is life. So what? So I'll just sweat more in the garden with a neck brace on, and I'll have a skinny neck. Oh my gosh. Hello, my darling. Reflect the sun. 10 billion. And stock buybacks announced last year for Norfolk. Yep. Norfolk. 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 Hey, I got 30 of you with me. We got a show. Maybe I should pull up some stuff and we should look at some. Well, let's see. I could pull up Twitter and see what's the latest in the Twitter sphere on the Norfolk Southern bullshit. Well, at least people, let's go for it. I'm going to look for it. Nuclear energy. Oh, East Palestine. Well, that's common dreams. I read that. Didn't I read that article? East Palestine. Let's see. Okay, let's see. I'm going to bring you on. We'll go through Twitter together. Listen, it's early yet. I still have to go fix everything from being screwed up from the time. See, that's another thing about my show. Oh my God. I move my neck like back and forth between these screens. And Bila knows because he set them up for me. All right, I'm going to open this one up again. And let's look and see what's going on in Twitter. Since, hey, you guys are with me. Obviously, you have nothing to do either. And let's get it to look good here. All right. Oop. Oh, I got to lock my background. There's so much to do with this software, but I love it. It's so much fun. All right, here, let's see. Who's human rights experts. Oh, that's Israeli. No, I want East Palestine, not Palestine. I'm so sorry. And if I started talking about Israel, forget it. All the stuff that's going on there, that apartheid. Ugh. East Palestine, Ohio. Let's see what's going on here. All right. Can you see me? I keep thinking I'm sitting like all screwing up this. Erin Brockovich. They absolutely must have independent testing going on in East Palestine. I'll make it bigger. It's only way the people in the town and in the immediate area are going to feel safe. There is an environmental crisis, but also the human one, and these people need support. Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you, of course, to Erin Brockovich, who's an amazing person. And Jordan, he's doing a great job. I knew he would be there. Jordan can do what I could never do. I can sit here and report and make a show. I could never do that. Let's see, this person, Erin, is this Erin Brockovich? Hey, you want to hear this? Let's see if we can make this work. I'm going to see if I can make this work. We can listen to what this says. All right, my sound effects are work. Whoops, I don't want that. I want that off. All right, we got the system audio. So let's listen to this.
They're supposed to be looking for. Well, that says to me, that doesn't mean you didn't find it.
Right.
But that's safe to go back. Which is it? So,
all right, let me start it over.
This is definitely not your first rodeo, not my first rodeo. EPA testing is often, if you want to give it the benefit of the doubt, flawed or not totally thorough. Do you trust? I mean, maybe they're not detecting it now, but what do you think of their claims that they're not detecting it?
I don't trust. In all fairness, it is going to take some time to do all of this testing. Now, some of the reports I've read that the EPA initiated yesterday, they're almost talking out of two sides of their mouth because they state it's a known toxic substance, vinyl chloride, and it's known and continues to be known that it's leaking into the water, into the air, and into the soil. Okay, so we have that side of their story. But then over here they go, well, we tested the homes. I've read where they didn't find any detection limit within the limits
bullshit.
that they're supposed to be looking for. Well, that says to me, that doesn't mean you didn't find it.
Right.
But that's safe to go back. Which is it? So it's really frustrating that the agencies can't get it together, have a consistent story, because you're creating your lack of response and the way you are responding. Giveth, taketh away. Well, it's here, but it's not dangerous. Well, it is a hazardous chemical. but you can go home, creates more confusion, certainly creates the conspiracy conversation to go on, or the conversation that you shouldn't be trusted, or you're not doing your job. God forbid anybody speak up and say, where the hell are you? Where is consistent information? Are you down on the ground with these people? Why are you, their leaders, not communicating with them? Why, Jordan, do I hear from them and you hear from them? Because somebody's not answering their questions. And this community, as all communities, deserve more respect than that from their local, state, and federal leaders, and stepping up to the plate. And by God, if you don't know what's happening,
there you go. So that was Erin Brockovich with Jordan, and that was very good. Of course, she's saying everything right. They need and everybody's saying it. They need an independent consultant to get the water quality data from the pre-post event and then set up a soil sampling plan. Water data is here. So let's see what this looks like. This is the area. Okay, so this is, this is the whole Ohio River sites. Can you see it? And the tributary sites and the major tributaries and the Ohio River. So there's a lot of water that. Oh my God, a lot of waterways. And think about if that happened really in Hamburg, New York, which is it's not even 2 miles from the lake. Devastating. And how many other places in the country? Why is this not on mainstream? Well, it's mainstream now, but somebody else is saying it. All right, let's see. Is Donald Trump the blame? Well, a lot of people are going to say a lot of blame. Let's see what this article looks like. Is Donald Trump the blame? Now, this was yesterday. This was blah, 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 blah. Let's see. Let's go down to, we know what happened. Let's see what Newsweek is saying. Okay. Just what I was talking about before. A rule was passed under President Obama that made it a requirement for trains carrying hazardous flammable materials to have the ECP brakes. But this was rescinded in 2017 by the Trump administration. The industry said it would cost more than $3 billion to implement. The FRA under Obama said about $500 million. Oh, I'm crying tears for these morons. The National Transportation Safety Board is a federal agency responsible for investigating these, told The Lever, which I actually put up on our community site on YouTube. I took that. That's a really good article. That the Ohio train that derailed was not fitted with those brakes. Of course not. It was 1.5 miles long, but it didn't have those brakes. Would the ECP brakes have reduced the severity of the accident? Yes. Referring to opposition from within the rail industry to fitting ECP brakes, he added, the railroads will test new features, but once they have been told to do it, they don't want to spend the money. So this is the fucking shit that's going to happen now. And they're going to have lawsuits, and it's going to be like the Exxon Valdez. It's going to take forever to really see what happened. That was a really good publication. So, nor have rail regulators and Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg's department proposed reinstating the safety rule in question, the Lever reported. A spokesperson for the FRA told the outlet that it was continuing to evaluate the brakes. I didn't know that was on. It was continuing to evaluate the brakes. Isn't that nice? It's continuing to evaluate the brakes. So they've got the federal EPA, which I still think isn't the federal EPA. Haven't they been watered down? Who in the hell is even in the federal? Oops. Let me turn that back on. Who is even in the federal EPA anymore? Is it a watered down version of the EPA? I'll take your comments in a minute. We're going to look for some more. This sounds, yeah, the governor's response to the people, especially who cannot afford to leave the area, is, oh, we're on it. We'll make them pay, while he's pointing fingers at others, calculating his political exposure opportunity. His constituents could die. Right on. I'm so sick of all of this. You know what? That's why I say local action. And I'm going to see who's up in Buffalo that's working on this issue to make these trains safe. I don't even think that people realize what's going through. Now they'll wake up. People don't know what's going through their environment. They really don't. No. All right, we're going to look at you guys in a minute. I don't know. Let's see. Who owns it? Biden's decision to cancel keys. I'm not going there. This has. I don't think this. They're gonna. People are gonna try to link this to all kinds of stuff, but basically, it's neglect and it's corporate profits, and that's what it is. Okay, let's see here. We've got Earth Justice. Let me make sure that we can hear this. I'll play this. And my system audio is ready. Let's play this.
We now know 3 more chemicals that were on board the Norfolk Southern train that derailed here in East Palestine just over a week ago. And we're being told that some of those chemicals are dangerous.
We basically nuked a town with chemicals so we could get a railroad open.
The U.S. Environmental Protection Agency sent a letter to Norfolk Southern stating that ethylene glycol monobutyl ether, ethylexyl-acrylate, and isobutylene were also in the rail cars that were derailed, breached, or on fire. Caggiano says ethylexyl-acrylate is especially worrisome. He says it's a carcinogen, and contact with it can cause burning and irritation in the skin and eyes. Breathing it in can irritate the nose, throat, and cause coughing and shortness of breath. Isobutylene is also known to cause dizziness and drowsiness when inhaled.
I was kind of surprised that when they quickly told the people they can go back home, but then said if they feel like they want their homes tested, they can have them tested. I would have far rather they did all the testing.
Caggiano says it's possible some of these chemicals could still be present in homes and on objects until you clean them thoroughly.
There's a lot of what ifs, and we're going to be looking at this thing 5, 10, 15, 20 years down the line.
Of course,
and
if we're here.
Gee, cancer clusters could pop up, well water could go bad.
Caggiano recommends anyone who's in the East Palestine area get a health checkup. He says get a record of where your health stands now so that moving forward you have documentation of any possibly related effects to the train derailment.
My God. When they talk about how many years ahead, it's so hard sometimes to see that many years ahead. It's really fix it now. Let's fix it for now. Let's see what Marianne has to say. What happened in East Palestine, Ohio, is a feature, not a bug, of unfettered, unregulated corporate power. Obama tried to regulate more hazardous material on trains. Then he ended up caving to railroad industry pressure. Union workers warned about faulty brakes and other safety measures, and the same railroad executives who denied them sick pay ignored their voices. This isn't just about one incident. It's about the dictatorial and deadly power of corporations that put their short-term profits before safety, health, and well-being of people in the planet. The corrupt system that protects them, we, the people, need to disrupt. Very good, Marianne. I will give her the applause as well. Yep, that was a good one. It sure was. Everybody's talking about it now. I don't take pleasure in the fact that I did this so quickly. I did my I did it so fast. I did that show. And but I'm glad I did. And everybody else is on top of it now. I really wasn't even going to do this. gaslit nation. Norfolk Southern disaster is one of many crises of accountability, crisis of elite impunity and corporate greed. We will be living with the fallout of Ohio's Chernobyl for generations. She got 70,000 likes on that one, so we'll have to check her out. Oh boy, more. Sunrise, everybody's now in this. Now, another thing, guys. Do we hear about rail accidents in other countries that are like this? Do I have time to look it up? I mean, how many people I have with me? 34 people. Why not? We could look it up, and I could do this really quickly. Rail accidents in, let's say, outside of the U.S. Outside of the U.S. Okay, so Texas train derailment. Oh, well, we knew that one. That was right after. List of rail accidents, but I want to know, these are all American. I want to know what's going on. These are all American. So, worst train crashes in recent history, but that was 2015. Rail accidents in the U.S. So if I ask this thing, rail accidents outside of the U.S., how about rail accidents in China? We'll do China first. Okay. Death toll, that's 2017. That continues to fall. Let's see why it doesn't. I don't know if we could even see it. I don't know. They've had some accidents, but toxic accidents. I don't know. Let's see. Toxic rail accidents. All right, toxic rail accidents. It's all going to come up Ohio, unfortunately. It would probably take me, well, Statista has the list, but they've only got in the United States 213 to, no, I can't afford the full access. Well, I guess they don't want to let me see it. They don't want to let me see it. So, okay. Well, I'm coming back and we're going to end this, but let's look at some of your comments. Don't forget to like the stream, even though I'm going to take it. Yeah. Ohio's Bhopal. Yes, exactly. Then Chernobyl. That's what I thought back in the beginning when I did this. Absolutely. And don't forget, guys, like and subscribe and buy me a coffee. Okay, I'm turning it off. What search engine is this? It's called Brave, and it doesn't show ads. For the most part, it doesn't show ads. That's why I use that for the show. Paul, hi Paul. This has to do with the companies pocketing the profit instead of maintaining tracks and not having so many cars per string. Exactly. Bingo. Exactly. That's exactly what it is. Yep. And grifting some of the cash to the politicians. Well, of course, that's what it is. Yeah. The better question is, how do we stop using these chemicals in their entirety? It's a great question. It's plastics. It's all these chemicals. We have to stop buying stuff, including me. Everything I'm wearing, everything I'm using, lipstick, dollar, jewelry I bought used, just stuff, everything. How do we do it in this civilization? I feel guilty about a lot of things I do, and sometimes I'm so sick of feeling guilty about it because you cannot stop. I mean, we can stop, but civilization isn't stopping. Industrial society isn't stopping. If it wasn't the tracks that caused this, it was a failed axle due to an overheated wheel bearing, which may not have been maintained properly. And they knew this. They saw that it was overheating before it actually crashed. Don't feel guilty. Well, I do feel guilty. I can't help myself. It's just something. Everything I do. I still do it, but I go to the goddamn grocery store and I can't stand it. It makes me want to throw up just to see all the plastic. It's like a bit of joy has been lost in my life, but it's okay. It's tough. You know, I mean, I even cry. I cry making the videos I make. Yeah. U.S. had over 1,000 derailments in Japan. They had two in Japan. Yeah. Look how much of North America's train company has train companies and tracks. Wait, are owned by China? Oh, that's new. Well, yeah, corporate owned, and probably some of the yeah, we know, maintenance. And I don't blame the workers. They can't even get sick time. You're in the grocery store right now. God, I have to go out. I hate going to the grocery store. I mean, I don't actually. I've canned enough food and vegetables this year and stocked up on enough of my the pastas I use, and I didn't need to go shopping much, and that's a good thing. Although sometimes I admit the Amazon truck, he cometh. He cometh forward. You're glad you're in your 60s and not in your 20s? Yeah, but we worry about our kids or friends' kids or whatever the hell that they're going to go through. I believe it. Hi, Bongo Dave. Privatize the profits, socialize the costs. Yeah. Oh, that's a whole other thing. You know, you say the word socialize, and I look at socialism. And Paul, because of you, actually, I was looking at the Heartland Institute again, those pearls of wisdom. And now they, as a 50c3 organization, that is non-taxable. They are now a political organization because they actually have a whole project socialism. Now tell me, they're going to lie and they're going to say, oh, it's academic, but it's not academic. It's a political agenda. That's another thing that really pisses me off. The whole 501c3 tax, it can be a scam for some and not for others. And believe me, I worked on them. I was part of them. I was the accountant for a nonprofit around here. We had to do everything right. Absolutely. And then my organization that I worked for over 20 years at the university, we were the 501c3 attached to the university, but we were definitely what falls into the category of nonprofit. Yep, I know. We're not going to get it. I don't expect anybody to give us anything. That's why it's like, it has to be local. It definitely. Oh, you use Euphausia? Yeah, I've used that too. But I find for the show, Brave is really good. It really, really good. What'll blow my mind is learning just how many things are made with PVC plastic. Everything from sewer plumbing pipes to gift cards. Oh, God. It's awful. It's awful. Well, I'm going to let you guys go. 36 of you that came back with me, I love you. It's wonderful. I'm going to edit, but I have to go outside and walk. I have to go outside and make sure, things aren't blowing down, blowing around. And at least the power didn't go. No. I talked about it earlier that I made the choice not to do that because so many people are. But yes, I'm watching that and what's happened in New Zealand. Yeah. So there's a lot of stuff going on. There's more stuff than we can handle. I don't even know what we're going to do for Friday. There's so much. Yes, walking is fun, and I'm absolutely going to. So thank you, guys. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And I will see you on Friday with Jennifer. Thanks for coming today. Maybe I'll do a Wednesday morning. I like it. We'll see. Right now I have a daughter I probably shouldn't talk about it. Something's going on and I don't know. I may have to go. So if you all just think about my kid, think about her healing. Give some healing karma over to Dawn. I really appreciate it. All right. Thank you. And have a wonderful... Oh, wait, we didn't do this. I'm going to flush away Norfolk Southern.